can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat.
This is ESBR Boxing, delighted to be joined by fighter Lucas Rohrig, had his big fight in Brighton, and trainer, former world champion George Groves. Gents, good to speak to both of you at the same time. Really appreciate your time. Bit chilly in Brighton today, isn't it? Would be nice to be here in the summer.
Yeah, Brighton in the summer is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think even our last fight here was winter, right?
He don't feel the cold. He's made of steel. Like he's absorbs it. Doesn't matter what the weather is. He's a good conductor of heat and cold. He's a killer. So we don't care if it's cold or not.
An unwanted distraction as well, possibly as well. Lucas, I'll start with you. Been on a bit of a KO streak this year. I know you've had a busy year as well. As we're coming towards the end of 2025, you must be pretty happy with yourself.
Definitely been active. 7th fight coming to the end of the year. And, starting off, that's exactly what we planned to do. And we've completed that, so very happy.
Is it important to you to keep on delivering these stoppages, keep on getting these KOs as your profile gets bigger and bigger?
Definitely, and where the rounds are progressing, like Friday night, be 8-rounder, give me more chance to get these guys out of there, break them down, and really put some heart on them.
George, move on to you. What your thoughts on this man's year? He's had a pretty good year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a fantastic year. So this will be the 7th fight in 11 months. So yeah, we try to be busy, but when we're not fighting, he's in the gym. He's working hard. He's had some exceptional sparring over the last year. He's had some great sparring in the build up to this fight. He was over at the Sims' gym sparring with Johnny Fisher and plenty others at the moment. So he's in there and he's holding his own with really big guys, strong guys. And I'm really happy with the progression that he's making, the improvements that I'm seeing within the gym, and that we're starting to see underneath the bright lights on fight night. And as he says, as the rounds get longer, it's just more time for him to showcase his skills. He does love to hurt people. His name's Lights Out. He wants to switch people's lights out, but sometimes the longer distance, when the guys are there to be softened up and then you take them out, bizarrely it's easier. So we tried to look at opposition who will always come to win, winning records, guys who are dangerous, and so far I feel we've delivered in that regard, and he's delivered in terms of his performance in the ring. So long may it continue, but I think it won't be long before he is on everyone's radar and he starts challenging for significant titles, definitely in significant fights.
Fantastic. Did just want to ask about this year. Remember seeing you fight at Stamford Bridge. Might have been a personal highlight for yourself, George. But how nice was that? Was that been a highlight of your year?
Lots of his bouts have been highlights of the year. It was Stamford Bridge, but it wasn't quite on the pitch. Let's put it that way. It was more snatch than Stamford Bridge. It was in the. I'm not even sure what you would call that part. I don't know how they managed to pull it off. Battle of the Bridge. I will never know. But that's a cool thing to say. He's fought at a football stadium already in his first couple of fights. But he's been to Wembley Arena. He's been to up and down the country now, fighting on TV shows. I think you got to just try and absorb all the experiences that you're exposed to in the early days, and they are fun. They are fun because you don't want to get tainted and almost spoilt really when he starts hitting the big time and he's headlining the arenas. Then a bit of you won't quite enjoy it as much, but also there's plenty to enjoy. So big future coming.
No, brilliant. Lucas, I just touched on George mentioned titles there. What titles do you reckon you could be going for next year, whether it's kind of area English titles? What do you think 2026 can look like for you?
Anything to get our hands on, as we're climbing the rankings, and especially the UK rankings, whatever prospects are holding belts, and whatever belts, everybody's, the pinnacle on the British scene is British title, European titles. Those are the ones where, I'm mostly set on. But if any other little belts come along in any interesting fights, then why not,
I really hope so. Just wanted to touch on last weekend, of course, gents. Big massive event at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but maybe kind of not an amazing fight. Lucas, I'm sure you watched it at some point. Just thoughts on the fight in general.
Well, Conor Benn done what he needed to do, got his revenge. I thought Eubank was clearly, not right. There was definitely something wrong with him. Don't know if it was the weight or any personal problems outside, but it was a solid performance by Conor Benn. Very clever performance, and Eubank just looked, a shell of his former self.
George, you know Chris quite well, of course. Were you looking at a fight there that's just finished or done at the weight? Because he won that fight back in April, it's easy to forget that, but just your thoughts on how Eubank looked on Saturday.
Yeah, he didn't look good, did he? But credit to Conor, who looked very good. I think people are always going to question whether he was good enough to go on and win a world title one day. But I think great performance from him at the weekend. I'd love to see him in some more big fights soon.
Always wanted to ask you this. Do you see the Eubank Junior win as one of your best wins, as one of your top 3 wins of your career?
Not really, no. I mean, it's a high-profile one, but I thought it was be a comfortable win. I wouldn't rank it above beating Martin Murray. I wouldn't rank it above beating Eddie Goodnecht or a couple of others, yeah. So, obviously beating Chudinov, beating James DeGale, beating a few others. It's a high-profile win, of course, yeah. But, no, not really.
We'll leave it there. Lucas, all the best for Friday night. George, thank you for your time as well also. Cheers, gents.